as women, sometimes we don't even realize when we are coming across as disrespectful towards our husband because we do not think the same way that they do, right? So with men in their masculinity, there are certain things that can cause them to feel undervalued, cause them to feel disrespected, and we just may be oblivious to that. And I actually spoke on those lines on the member side of YouTube about just that. So today I want to talk about 5 ways that we can respect our husband in a way that is meaningful to him, in a way that speaks to him in his masculine. Hello, beautiful. Welcome. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are having a great start of spring, which is really interesting to say because here where I live in Canada, currently we're having a full-blown snowstorm. I'm not talking about just a little bit of flurries. I mean a full-blown, good couple, probably 10 centimeters or so of snow on the ground right now. It is crazy. Winter clearly hasn't got the memo. But anyhow, as I said, we are going to go into 5 different ways that we can respect our husbands in a way that is meaningful to him, that means something to him. Because here's the thing, ladies. It doesn't really matter how much we want to say we respect our man if he does not feel respected. And that's what's important. Even if to us, it doesn't feel like it should be taken as disrespectful. Even if to us, we don't really fully get it or it doesn't make sense, it's important that he feels respected. So let's talk about some ways that can really speak to him in particular as a man. Okay, so you're going to see me looking at my notes. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can try to get the birds to be a little quieter. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the birds were being really loud. So just wanted to get them to go in a different room where they could hopefully be quieter and you can be able to hear me. Okay, so hopefully I was able to finish my train of thought. I think I was going to say that you may see me looking down because I do have some notes written. So that's what that's about. Number 1, celebrate his accomplishments. The thing is that it is tough for men when they put their effort in something and they still end up failing, right? So as their cheerleaders, we want to be the ones to celebrate when he's accomplished something. It doesn't have to be something really big for us to take the time to maybe just give him a little gift. I don't know, if he's been working really hard on building something or on a promotion to try to get a promotion at work and he finally got that promotion, celebrate it, right? You don't want to diminish it by saying, oh, yeah, that's no big deal or whatever, or just even by not saying anything. Offer praise, offer encouragement, celebrate the accomplishments, maybe a little gift, maybe you can take him out for dinner, something, show him that you're excited and you're happy for him that he has accomplished something because they wrap up a lot of their worth in what they've accomplished, what they've been able to successfully do. So celebrate the milestones. Okay, number 2 is honor his ability. As I kind of discussed in my previous point, men do take pride in their ability to figure things out, right? In their ability to be able to solve problems and accomplish tasks. So it's really important that we give him the space to tackle those things, right? Instead of just jumping right in there and always offering our advice, not to say that there's not times where we should offer advice, but instead of always jumping in right away, trying to offer advice, trying to solve problems, trying to give him instructions, give him space to figure things out himself, right? Because the thing is that when we do try to take over and try to solve things for him and give him instructions on how to do things, it can come across as we doubt his abilities. Sorry, I was trying to fish for the words I was trying to say here. We doubt his abilities in whatever it is, right? So we don't want him to feel that that's what it is, that we doubt his abilities, because that, I know it sounds strange to us. It may sound strange to us for maybe thinking okay, how is me trying to help you and give you advice or trying to help you solve this? How is that disrespectful? But that's the thing, is when you, because of the fact that they take so much joy and pride in solving problems and accomplishing things, when we are constantly, I'm not saying never give advice, we are his helpmeet, but when we are constantly jumping to try to solve things for him, we are sending a message that, I don't really believe in your abilities. I don't really believe you can do that, right? And that can come across as disrespectful. So again, you can offer advice, but just be careful that that advice does not turn into instructions. And then what we can do is to compliment him. Say to him something like, I love how you always know how to fix things. Offer him those compliments. Offer him that praise. Number 3, respect his judgment and decision making. So the sad thing is that men are often valued for their opinions, for their knowledge, or even their decisions at work more than they are at home. And I can speak personally as somebody my husband is a supervisor at work, right? So there's people who need to follow his instructions. And I would not want for him to feel like, okay, at work, people, when I say to do something, or I put my input in something, they look at me, they admire what I have to say, or at the very least respect it. But then when I'm home now, my ideas are shut down, right? But I'm dismissed. We don't want that. We don't want him to feel like dread coming home, because that is the one place where he is not respected. If anything, it should be the other way around. Anything, he should have the utmost respect at home, in his home, right? So we can do this by showing him that you trust and respect his judgment by deferring to him with submission, right? And even just telling him that you trust his judgment. Okay, these are my thoughts, babe. This is what I was thinking about doing, but like, I trust you to make the best decision, right? I trust you with this. And even just that, his shoulders are gonna go back. He's gonna stand a little bit taller, just knowing that his wife trusts his judgment, right? Just trusts his decision making. And in moments of disagreement, listen to his reasoning and approach, showing that you respect the thought process behind his decisions. Even if you don't fully agree, you can still acknowledge his viewpoint with understanding, right? You can still express understanding. You can say, yeah, okay, I see that. I never, saw it from that point of view, but I get that. And that kind of goes into what am I at? This is number 4. And that's valuing his opinions. And I know it's somewhat similar, but by this, I more mean you asking him what he thinks about things more often, Instead of just going and just getting that haircut or changing that hair color just because you decided to, or because your girlfriend said that it would look super cute on you. Ask him what he thinks, right? And make sure that he knows that his opinion holds more weight than anybody else's. What he thinks about what looks nice on you matters to you more than what your friend or your sister or whoever else thinks looks good on you, right? It's okay if you disagree with him. However, even if you do disagree with him, do not dismiss his opinion. Instead, express that you value his perspective and frame your response in a way that shows that you're open to dialogue. So in a way you could do that is kind of like what I said earlier, by saying something like, I never thought of it that way. Or, that's a really interesting point, right? So you can say things like that to show that you're interested in what he has to say, even if you don't completely disagree with what he has to say. And lastly, but definitely not least, number 5, showing respect in public. Of course, you're supposed to show your husband respect regardless if you're in public or private. But guys, ladies, one thing we have to realize is that men often seek validation and recognition in public. They are often in this state of competitiveness with other men. And I know to us, again, it may sound silly. It may sound almost childlike. Like, why would he be competing with trying to be the better man in the room, or the whatever the case is? But that's commonly how it works for men. And the thing is that some teasing in a way that is hurtful or can even embarrass him is not something you want to be doing, right? Instead, we should be seeking to compliment him openly. When you're around others and you're sharing a story, share stories that have something impressive that he did, right? At work or just at home, whatever. Showing your admiration for him in front of others, in front of family, friends, coworkers. And another way we can do this is by standing by him during conversations. So, and in disagreements, supporting his opinions in front of others, because this reinforces the idea that you are a team, right? And you want him to know that he can trust your respect, even in public, right? He should never feel nervous of, oh my God, what's my wife going to say next? He should feel confident that he can trust in you. His heart should be safe, should be safely trusting, right? Like it talks about in Proverbs. And I'm probably quoting that wrong, but yeah. So I just wrote down a note that I already touched on this. I said that men are typically competitive and tend to compare themselves with others. So having a disrespectful wife is sure to make him feel like the loser in the room. Okay? If there's a group of people, he's going to feel like the loser if he's the one that has the disrespectful wife that is telling jokes at his expense, that is embarrassing him. And yeah, so then lastly on that point, showing respect for him in front of others builds his confidence and strengthens your relationship. So those are the 5 things I have for things that I believe that may not be something that may come to our minds naturally as women. And yeah, so I like to know, what would you add to that? What are some other things that comes to mind? And did this cause you to, if any of those points cause you to really be like, ouch, I think there was something that I did or whatever. But you know what? Most importantly, more than anything, speak to your husband. Ask him what he feels that you do or have done in the past that has been disrespectful. How does he feel about these certain things, right? See what he thinks about these specific points. Not all men are the same. I can only speak generally, but you need to know your husband. You need to be a constant student of your husband, learning about your husband and what makes him feel the most respected. So that is all I have for you all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.